So what is music theory? Let's check Google autofill. Music theory is hard, not necessary, stupid. Music theory is your friend. Music theory tends to get a bad rap by a lot of people. There are lots of misconceptions about it, and I'm here to debunk 5 of them. Number 1. Music theory won't help me play my instrument. This one makes sense at first glance. Music theory won't help your technical ability on your instrument, but it will help your confidence. Let's pretend you don't speak Spanish. Now try and read a book in Spanish. You can probably do it, but without understanding what you're reading, you're just reciting words. Music theory is like that. Can I move this mic down a little bit? If you can speak the language fluently, then reading it should be no problem. If you understand music theory and apply that to your instrument, you gain a whole new level of confidence, which in turn allows you to play better. Number 2, music theory is hard to understand. Music theory is a huge subject, but it can be broken down into small related components. I remember when I was first getting into theory, and it was really intimidating. But after learning the basics, everything kind of started to click and make sense. What was number 3? Let's see. Okay. Music theory takes the magic out of music. Number 3, music theory takes the magic out of music. This one crops up a lot. Apparently a lot of people think that once you learn music theory, you'll take all the fun out of listening to music. And I don't know about you, but I study music theory all the time. And if anything, it's made it more fun for me to listen to music, because I've gained a deeper appreciation and understanding for what these composers are doing. That doesn't mean that I'm always in analyzation mode. I can turn that off when I want to and just enjoy music. Number 4, music theory is all about rules. This one's kind of true. Except it's not. You see, a lot of classes actually teach music theory as rule. I once saw an Australian music theory handbook that said don't double the third of the chord if it's already in the bass. Modern composers do this, but you shouldn't on your exams or you will lose points. That seems like the wrong way to teach. These rules were made from old classical composers' styles, but those rules were written for that style of music. They don't apply to modern genres like rock or jazz or pop. That's not to say those rules are bad. There are very good reasons to use them. But music is about expression, and music theory is just our way of explaining why things sound the way they do. It's a guidebook, not a rule book. And number 5, music theory will drain me of my creativity. This is kind of related to the last point. A lot of people think that once you learn music theory, you'll lose all the creativity that you had from before you learned it. And I can see where this train of thought comes from, but this goes back to the idea that music theory is a rule book, and it's not. Music theory may guide you to what sounds good in certain situations and what doesn't, but it does not need to hold you back from making your own decisions. There was a French composer named Charles DeBussy who basically made his living by taking every established rule of music theory and throwing it out the window. This was back in the late 1800s when jazz as we know it had not been invented. He used ninth chords and chord planing and all these crazy things that are common today but were really weird back then. Somebody once asked him about his approach to music theory. There is no theory. You merely have to listen. Pleasure is the law. In short, if it sounds good, use it. If it doesn't, don't. And what sounds good is very subjective. What one person likes, another person might not. And what fits one song might not fit another song. But learning music theory will give you something to stand on when you're writing your own music. It's a great tool and it shouldn't be overlooked. I found that one of the best places to study music theory is from video game music and anime music. And that's what I'm doing every week on this channel. Each week I pick one concept and I apply it to video game soundtracks. Subscribe to the channel for a new video every Saturday, and follow me on Twitter to get updates on videos. And if you go to the website at ongakuconcept.com, you'll find sheet music and exclusive content. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions, let me know in the comments section. This week's album of the week is Ho-Kago Tea Time by the band of the same name. It's adorable Japanese rock with a 60s flair. Great music, great production, lots of really nice guitar solos. I definitely recommend it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.